Hi, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are continuing Avatar The Last Airbender. This is book 3, chapter 5, titled The Beach. Let's go to the beach. Beach? I don't know what this is going to be about. Are they going on a little mini vacation, or is it just some location they're going to stumble across and it's going to be on the beach? And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to theorize too much. But yeah, I've said it many times. So far, this season or this book 3, it has just been awesome. And the last episode focused a lot on Sokka. The episode before that focused a lot on Katara. So maybe we're gonna have one that focuses more on like someone else who's a member of the Aang gang. Is it gonna be Aang himself, or maybe Toph, or Momo, or Appa? I don't know.
Momo.
Momo.
How dare you insult his Momo-ness?
His Momo-ness. And the reason why we're only doing one new episode this week is so that it kind of fits in better with how this season is going to be structured, because there are going to be some 2-parters. We're ending on a 4-parter. So it's just, it makes it, fit better with our schedule as well. So only one episode this week, and then the next week we will be back to 2 episodes, and then it will make it so that those 2-parters will be in the same week, so we don't divide them, because that would be a shame. But unless you have anything, then yep, all right, then we're just gonna jump straight into it. And you can of course always check out our full-length reactions for Avatar The Last Airbender, all the other shows that we're doing. We also have early reactions for Avatar. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. Here we go. So that was chapter 5, The Beach. And yeah, it wasn't as we expected that it was gonna be all about the Aang gang going to the beach. It was Zuko and Ty Lee and May and Azula going to the beach instead, and getting into all sorts of trouble and stuff. But let's start with the Aang gang. The gang, because that was we didn't get a lot of time with them in this episode. Like, they were bathing, and then Aang went down this water slide looking thing, got spotted by 2 Fire Nation soldiers, who then sent a hawk that got intercepted by the dude that Zuko hired to kill Aang, to kill the Avatar. And he found them, and we saw that, okay, this dude's pretty damn capable. What the fuck kind of power was that?
Yeah, he was clearly using his third eye to, destroy stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a sort of firebending. It must be, right?
I'm thinking that, that's what I'm thinking as well. Because if it's any sort of bending, at least, then it would be firebending. It's just not any, like, it's not the typical type of firebending that we've seen, and then him using, or it coming out of his third eye, and it looking like he's almost like shooting projectiles, or like some sort of ball of energy that will explode on impact. So yeah, that's an issue they have to contend with now, being hunted by that guy, and they didn't try to take him out or anything. They were just, okay, we need to distract him and then get the fuck out of here, because whoa, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And I thought that was the right tactic. Okay, we are not prepared for this guy right now, so let's just bolt and then regroup our thoughts, and it just then figure out what we're gonna do about him showing up. And Toph said something about, like, that was very random. Wasn't that random in the way that he tracked them down,
but we know that they didn't.
They didn't know that he was going to show up, that he was even on their trail. But his power, that was definitely sort of random, even to us. So yeah. And that was then pretty much it for the gang in this episode. And then we just, we were going to, like, we talked about in the intro that in the last episode they focused on Sokka, and the one before that they focused on Katara. So who were they going to focus on this time? It wasn't anyone from the gang. It was
the other gang.
The other gang, so to say.
The fire gang.
And that was interesting. Yeah, because there was some stuff that I definitely enjoyed, and I liked them. With all the memories, like just coming back to Suko about the speech and him visiting the house and them kind of airing their dirty laundry at the beach and just getting it all out in the open, and Suko admitting that he's mad at himself. But there's also a lot in this episode that, yeah, it's not the best that I've seen from this show, but maybe it's just because it's not something that really speaks to me personally. I kind of have a tendency to shut off when it gets too much into the whole teenage thing and flirting, and yeah, I did the same with when we were watching Stranger Things, and people got a little bit mad at me for that. But yeah, sorry, it's just not my thing really.
I just think it was very, very, very interesting to see how these teenagers were behaving in normal settings. Like was clearly like I don't know, I don't know any of those, but I got a little bit of feeling like a Sunny Beach or a Geordie Shore, Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Those kind of things where they go
Island
to.
Was that for was that kind of thing in this
Exactly,
in this world,
like it was this a party place for parties and like young people and yeah, parties. And it was kind of funny to see how these people out of their element, or like how they are just so out of sync and so out of touch with other people, like normal teenagers that does not have the world on their shoulders, or like the whole the world's destiny in their hands, or
yeah. They don't have to deal with everything that's the characters that we're following in the show, that they have to deal with at all. They're just normal human beings, just being teenagers and partying and getting a crush on others, and getting jealous, and yeah, and then seeing these four just totally out of their element. That it made for some funny interactions. It also made for some disturbing interactions and reactions, and some weird advice here and there. The thing with Ty Lee, but the way you get boys to like you is just downplay everything about yourself and just laugh at what they're saying, and just smile. And it's like, no, Ty Lee, don't just. Yeah, that's not healthy at all. Just be you.
It's a classical advice that you give to, or not that you give, but that is given to young girls. Oh, if you want this guy to like you, then you just have to smile and giggle a lot and find everything funny
and be not complicated. Don't complicate
exactly.
anything. Yeah. And Azula is definitely a very fucking complicated person, or that her life is complicated. I don't think she is a complicated person in that she's like, and I know that people don't like when I bash on Azula, but she is a very one-note character for me, at least. Or she's just she's just horrible, and she's fine with that, and she's even at peace with that. She knows she's a monster. So even though she admitted that she's kind of jealous of some of the attention that like Ty Lee was getting, but
it really speaks to her character that, of course, she does not know how to speak to normal people because she's so
fucked up.
Yeah, and that's the point, is to show that these. Well, of course, we can definitely. I think everybody knows a May in their life, or knows a Ty Lee in their life. Sorry, and that's like, it's just like classical stereotypes, maybe. But we of course also know get into a little bit of depth of why they are the way they are, and a little bit about the background. Like, Ty Lee was she one of six, or was
one of six
sisters?
Or else she had six sisters, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But she didn't have much of an identity.
No, because they were basically all 6-7 sisters alike.
Yeah.
And she wanted the attention because she's one of 6 or 7
sisters.
So yeah, so she's definitely, as you say, she doesn't have her own identity really, and she just wants attention and wants a bit of feeling of identity, and that's why she joined the circus.
Yeah. So calling her a circus freak, as she said, that's a compliment
for her.
Yeah, because it means that, okay, at least I am someone.
Yeah. And then we have May. She has been brought up to be this one big blah.
As Zuko said. But yeah, just sit still. Don't say anything unless spoken to. And so yeah, you could definitely imagine like her childhood was just all about you're like you can be seen but not heard, and just as long as you act is in a certain way, then you will get whatever you want and get rich parents and all that. But it still damaged her in a way that now it seems like she doesn't really care about anything, or she's afraid to maybe commit to a lot of stuff because she's just been told her entire life that
put a lid on it.
Yeah, sit down and shut up.
Yeah, because everything you say can be used against your father and stuff like that. So it's like a super controlling environment, and that's why she's been very also it almost felt like she implied that she wouldn't be hurt, like if she just sat down and was still, then she would not be hurt, like physically hurt.
Oh, like that. So like maybe her parents
some
violence there, or maybe they're just extremely strict. Yeah. Don't know.
I feel we only scraped the surface, and of course we've been following Zuko all this time, so we know all of his problems. And
we knew that he was mad at himself, even though I joked that he should be mad at Azula, but yeah. But
he also admitted that, well, he even kind of summed up his ever since he joined and he like betrayed Iroh and joined the Fire Nation again. He actually did not feel less angry. He didn't feel less happy or like more happy.
No.
It's like he didn't feel content, and so this betrayal was not worth it for him. And I think it's where he's headed maybe, and him just admitting to that, and then this powerful notion of I'm angry at myself. And him admitting that, it was really a big step for him, I think.
Yeah. He also said it to Iroh last time he visited him that I have everything that I wanted, but I'm not happy at all about it. I'm not happy about the way that it happened. And yeah, I'm angry. He is angry, and he's more angry than ever. So yeah, it is quite apparent that the decision that he made, even though it gave him what he initially wanted, what he thought he wanted, it's not really doing much for him other than just making him more miserable and angry.
But I think the real revelation here is that all this time he's been blaming others all the time, and especially when you said when you talked to Iroh, he started blaming Iroh, like, why didn't you just come along? Why didn't you just...
Yeah, if you had just agreed with me, or if you just could see things from my perspective, then I wouldn't be this angry,
exactly.
And then I wouldn't be unhappy.
He's lashing out. It's everybody else's fault. And when he was asked to think about it, like, who's making you angry? Is it father? Is it me? Is it uncle? Is it us? Who is it really?
Yeah, and then it's himself.
And I really hope he's gonna take this revelation and he's gonna bring that through the rest of it. Like, he's really, I'm really feeling some sense of like...
Yeah, it's definitely, he could have used this, or like this revelation, if it had come sooner, that the one that he was angry at, or the one he had a problem with, was himself. You know, he's the one making the mistakes and not seeing things clearly. Like, if he had reached that point before the ending of the last book, then I'm pretty damn sure he would not have joined Azula, because as many of you, many of you have been trying to tell me in the comments, is that it wasn't as much, Azula talking him into betraying Iroh and going for the Avatar again and joining up with her. It was more himself and his, because he was so conflicted and he just saw an opportunity and, okay, this is what I always wanted, so let's just, I'm gonna do that. So yes, of course, I know that. It's just, it would still have worked better for me back then if it had been any other character telling Zuko what Azula told him. Because once again, it's to me, it's very clear, and he knows that she is a liar and not a person to be trusted.
Yeah, but sometimes people take their time to come around, and especially when they are being seduced by everything they ever wanted, and it's very easy for them to revert back to it, unfortunately. But I really hope this revelation is gonna stick with him. It's just what I wanted to say about that whole thing.
Me too,
and
me too.
Of course, it was very nice to see these people, why are they the way they are, and especially the whole how bad they are at functioning normally.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I also think that maybe it's just because the way I'm wired, it's just like I just want to go down into the brains and pick them. And why are you the way that you are? What did you go through? Who hurt you? Show me where on the doll it hurt. Stuff like that, right? And it's just it was nice, but I just felt a little bit like blue balled at their the depth into the insight into their brains. I felt a little bit
like they didn't go deep enough.
No.
And the way that it ended with them just deciding that, okay, we're just gonna trash this guy's place for no reason other than just him having a party and just being a normal teenager, and but yeah, that was like, oh, come on, guys. But then again, they are bad guys, so they do act like bad guys.
Sure.
Like they're still not supposed to be extremely likable to the viewers. I don't know. That was a weird ending.
Very, and I could definitely feel throughout this I have a very strong aversion to rich entitled people, and I could really, really, really feel everything, just that very strong aversion. It was just like screaming. I was screaming internally because they were so rich and spoiled and entitled, and oof, that really
both
they destroyed the net. Like they were exploiting the weaknesses. No, not even having fun with the whole volleyball thing.
No, oh yeah, like that. Yeah. They just wanted to destroy their opponents, and it was all about just dominance. And yeah, that's not a very likable quality.
No.
So yeah, all in all, an interesting episode where we got to gain some insight into what's going on with Azula and May and Ty Lee and Zuko, most importantly. And now we know that the guy Zuko hired to find and kill the Avatar, that he is very dangerous. So we have not seen the last of him. But unless you have anything else,
nope.
Then that's going to do it for this reaction and review of Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 3, Chapter 5, The Beach. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye!
Bye!